In this video, we're going to take a look at several tips and tricks that can help you save some time when you're using the Windows 10 operating system. First up, we're going to talk about how to manage multiple windows, and if you need to just get everything kind of out of your way to see your desktop quickly, there's a quick trick that you can do to minimize everything in one fell swoop. Instead of clicking the minimize button one at a time on each program and window that you have open, you can hit the Windows key on your keyboard, hold it down, and then press D. So Windows plus D at the same time to automatically minimize everything all at once. Keep in mind that that doesn't close any programs. You don't need to worry about losing any of your work. If you hit Windows D again, it'll automatically restore everything exactly where it was. So the Windows key, which is to the left of your spacebar, plus D for desktop. Basically, that's the keyboard shortcut that shows desktop. You can do that anytime, and it works with any program or any window that might be open in Windows. Another way to do that same thing is to click the small button in the bottom right-hand corner. You might not even know that it was a button. It appears to the right of the date and time. If you click that, it essentially does the same exact thing. Minimizes everything, shows your desktop, and if you click it again, it reopens. And next, this is another trick that kind of is in the same vein of just helping declutter your desktop. And instead of minimizing everything by hitting a keyboard shortcut or that secret button I just mentioned, you can also take the window that you want to focus on and just kind of shake it around. If you wiggle it back and forth while holding the kind of title bar here at the top, so like you're going to click and drag it, but if you quickly just shake it around, it will like make everything go away or make everything come back. So again, click it. Don't move it slowly. You really got to shake this thing. Everything else will go away, helping you focus on the thing that you want to focus on. And then if you want to get everything back, shake it again and it comes on back. And next, again, another Windows management trick here, but this is one that it's been around for a while. I believe this was introduced with Windows 7 several years ago. If you're dragging any window, you can drag it all the way to the top of the screen and kind of keep going as if you want to bring it beyond the top and then let go. It'll automatically fill your entire screen. So again, there's actually a little bit of a visual indicator. If you drag it all the way up, you'll see that kind of shape expand out, and it has a little bit of a shock wave around your mouse telling you that it is noticing what you're trying to do, and then when you let go, it'll fill up the screen. Now if you do that same thing to the left or right of your screen, drag it all the way to the right, it'll fill exactly half of your screen with that window, and then the other side it'll ask you what you'd like to fill that with. So if you choose something else, now these would just be programs that you actually have open, by the way. And if you choose something, it'll fill the other half with that program. So you can always just drag to the left, right, or the top to fill either half or all of your screen with whatever window it is that you're dragging. And then lastly, what you can do to kind of bring up that other menu that I just showed, if you hit Alt-Tab on your keyboard at the same time and hold it in, you should see a quick showing of all the programs that you currently have opened on your screen. So if you're the kind of person who likes to multitask, this could be pretty handy for you, as it is a quick way to view all of your open windows rather than shuffling back and forth and minimizing and moving around to find something. Hitting Alt-Tab like this allows you to quickly find the program that you're looking for, click it, and it'll bring it to the front so you can focus on it. Now let's talk about desktop icons. If you look at my desktop here, I have a few icons. I don't have an overwhelming amount, but I have seen several computers, and I've actually worked on several computers and have had several computers where the desktop icons get a little bit out of control, and sometimes they fill up the entire screen and can just be a bit chaotic, especially if you are doing any screen recording or screencasting and you don't want people to see how disorganized your desktop is. So there's a quick Windows trick that you can use to hide all of your icons, which is nice because it doesn't delete or move anything. It just simply hides them and makes it appear as though you have no desktop icons, and it's kind of like the illusion of organization. So to do that, you want to right-click any empty space on your desktop and then highlight the View option and look for the Show Desktop Icons selection here and just uncheck it. That'll hide all of your icons. They're still there, you just can't see them. You can't click them because they're in a hidden state. If you need to get them back, you just do the same thing. Right-click any open area, hover over View, and now put a check next to Show Desktop Icons. That brings all of your icons back exactly as they were. It doesn't rearrange or do anything like that. So again, that is just it's a good tip or a trick to use if you're trying to create a screencast and you don't want people seeing your icons, and it just really cleans things up and can help, give the illusion of more organization. This next tip is for anyone who is more accustomed to the older version of Windows and how the start menu looked with that. So with the older version being Windows XP, Windows Vista, Windows 7, before Windows 8 came along and started really changing up how the start menu looks with all the tiles and different kinds of elements that, in my opinion, aren't always necessary and can just kind of take up too much space. If you're more accustomed to the classic start menu look, you can always right-click the start button instead of left-clicking it to bring up a more condensed and kind of classic feel of the Windows start menu that has all of the essential things and a couple extra things in there that you might not need, but just instead of left-clicking and bringing up the new modern look, just right-click it instead to bring up the condensed classic view of the Windows Start menu. And next, let's talk about how to pin something to your taskbar. The taskbar in Windows is this bar that appears at the bottom of your screen, and it's another place to hold some icons. So similar to desktop icons that can act as shortcuts to different applications or programs that are on your computer, your taskbar serves the same function, just in a different view and on a different location. So there are typically icon app badges that would be appearing here for programs that are actually currently opened. So anything that you have actively running on your system should have an icon down here. However, there is a way to pin the icons there, so that way they're always there, even if they're not currently running. So to do that, you would find a program, such as this MakerBot program I'll use as an example, and if it's an icon, you can right-click it and select Pin to Taskbar, and that'll put an app badge down there. Now notice I didn't actually open the program, but the program's badge is now on this taskbar, and it's just there for me to use if I'd ever want to use it. It's just another way to kind of help clean up your desktop, so I can actually get rid of that icon and just use that one from now on if I'd want to do that. Now I'll show you the opposite of getting rid of these icons. Just simply right-click the icon on the taskbar and then tell it to unpin from the taskbar. It doesn't have to be an icon on your desktop to right-click to put it there. You can also search for the program by hitting your Windows key on your keyboard. And let's say we wanted to put Firefox there. So here's the result for Firefox. I could right-click this and then pin it to taskbar from here. And there it is. And of course I can get that to go away if I right-click it and tell it to unpin. Or just go open up any program, actually open it up, and then once it's there you can right-click the icon and then choose to pin to taskbar. So it's definitely something that can help you stay a little bit more organized if you're the type of person who likes, creating shortcuts and not navigating through menus to find programs that you're looking for. Next, I'll show you how to change Windows to dark mode, which can just basically change a lot of the thematic elements of the Windows 10 operating system to a more dark color palette that can be a lot easier on your eyes and reduce some strain. To go into your Windows color settings, just hit the Windows key on your keyboard, which is to the left of your spacebar. When this window pops up, your start menu, just type in the word color. You don't need to click anywhere, just start typing, C-O-L-O-R, and then click the result for color settings. Once this settings menu opens up, scroll down a little bit, and you'll see the choose your default app mode section here. Here you can just select dark, and you'll see how it changes up how windows appear. It could be a lot darker, obviously. It's going to be less bright on your eyes, especially if you use your computer at night. It can be a lot easier on your eyes and reduce eye strain. I usually keep dark mode on all the time just because I prefer the way it looks. And of course you can change a couple other settings up here if you want to change some different things to your preferences. That's pretty much it. You don't have to hit save or anything, just choose the mode that you prefer and then close out. Next, I want to talk about something that can help prevent any unwanted users from accessing your computer. This is a great idea. It should be common practice for any time you leave your computer. If you have to step out of your room and there are students in your classroom or anything like that, just to prevent unnecessary users from doing anything. You want to just hit the Windows key and L at the same time to lock your system. Now what that stands for is L for lock. Holding down the Windows key to the left of your spacebar, and then while that's being held, hold an L at the same time. And you'll see that locks the system. Hopefully this video is still recording. I didn't really think of that. And then of course you just can unlock by typing in your password. Okay, so that is how to lock your system. Quite easy and definitely recommended to keep, your stuff secure so no one messes with your stuff while you're away. This next tip is something that I've actually shown in a couple of the other tips already included in this video here, but just a little reminder about how to search for programs that may be saved or installed on your computer that you might not already have an icon for. So if you want to see if something is on your computer, if you're looking for any type of program specifically, you can hit the Windows key to the left of your spacebar to bring up your Start menu. Now, in the past, you usually had to click into a search area to be able to search your system. On the newer version of Windows 10, you'll notice that there is no search bar. There's not even a magnifying glass to open a search bar. Instead, you'll have to just begin typing. It's quite easy. So if we're looking for something like the calculator, you can just start typing CAL, and then you'll see some of the results popping up as you're typing. And then here is the search bar, but it doesn't show up unless you start typing. It can be a little bit confusing at first. If you're looking for it, you're not going to see it. Just to know that whenever you hit this Start button and the Start menu shows up, just start typing and you'll be able to find whatever it is you're looking for. One last example here, if we're looking for Firefox, there it is right there. Now, if you're looking for a program such as Premiere Pro, PRE, and notice that there are no results showing up, that's usually an indicator that that program is not installed on your computer. Either that or you typed it in wrong or something like that. So just a real quick way to search. It's pretty easy, but it's also easy to overlook if you aren't sure why there isn't a search button.